So basically, what I read about it is there's an author, Ta-Nehisi Coates, who is a black activist and has written a lot about like black success and activism in the United States.
Yep.
And he
very left wing.
Yeah, very left wing. And he was brought in by Marvel to write, or I guess like consult on the new
Captain America.
I'm not actually positive which comic it is.
Red Skull's usually the villain
Red Skull's
for
Captain
America. Yeah.
So he's writing for that, and basically, I just saw excerpts from the comic, but basically, Red Skull's character is based off of Jordan Peterson.
The philosophy of the character, right?
So basically, Red Skull's whole thing is he's like, okay, I'm going to come in, I'm going to give men that are lost a purpose. I'm going to tell them that, they're going to fight for themselves and they're going to fight for their culture and their people and blah, blah. But at the end of the day, they're left wanting more, and they're hopeless, and they're worthless, and blah, blah, blah.
And I can get them to do anything when I make them believe in themselves.
Ultimately, they'll fight for me and whatever else.
Right.
And he's basically, Red Skull is radicalizing men to fight for his evil cause.
And then the ways he's doing it that are similar to the Peterson are like...
Right, and so like they'll have little excerpts from the comics. I can even pull them up. But basically,
one was 10 rules for life. Jordan Peterson has 12 rules for life.
Yeah, so like there's very direct like... sort of like
clean your room.
Yeah, there's things like that, like make your bed, and like cultural Marxism or buzzwords that are put in there.
Yeah,
and Jordan Peterson responded to it, being like, "Yo, this is absurd."
And then he's kind of leaned into the humor of it. Like online, people started taking actual Jordan Peterson quotes and then putting them on Red Skull.
Yeah,
and it's like, make your bed. Yeah, but like this super villain. It's like Nazi super villain is like, you should make your bed in the morning.
Take responsibility for your life. Over
Take care of your family. Don't lie. Like things that he actually, I guess, believes in. Yeah. But it does bring up an interesting discussion. And we were having this talk like when we were traveling to Raleigh, which is like, I guess Ta-Nehisi Coates is implying that Jordan Peterson's rhetoric leads to like white extremism or alt-right behavior. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, like I guess his argument would be that Jordan Peterson funnels people into alt-right Nazism or something.
Right. So, which Jordan Peterson is vehemently against Nazism. Like, I mean, his whole research is based around how do we not create a Hitler type. Right, that's why he's against censoring of speech, because he believes that those Hitler types censor. He's like, freedom of ideas is what stops a Hitler thing. And this is not me capping for Peterson. I'm just trying to say this is at least my understanding of Peterson. So what is interesting is the discussion, I think, is how much responsibility do you have for your followers? Let's say Jordan Peterson getting people who maybe felt like they weren't allowed to love themselves or weren't allowed to have pride, or maybe they were like, these white kids that were like listening to a lot of leftist philosophy, which is like, hey, white person, you're racist no matter what. Yeah. You're sexist no matter what. And they felt a lot of insecurity based on that. And then Jordan Peterson goes, no, you're not a bad person. Like this leftist stuff about you just being born racist is wrong. Yeah. Like you're a good guy. Maybe a certain percentage of them take that and go a little bit more extreme and they start going a little bit alt-right. Yeah. Jordan Peterson is not saying the alt-right stuff, but if he is the gateway drug, what responsibility does he have? Again, I don't believe he is, but if that is the argument of Ta-Nehisi Coates, is he at all responsible for what people who follow his stuff do?
Yeah.
It's tough because I think it's more nuanced than that. You're not responsible for everybody. You can't be. But there is some responsibility, and I don't know, I don't listen to a lot of Jordan Peterson, but if he keeps saying like, yo, guys, we cannot walk down the path of supremacy, racial supremacy in any direction, white supremacy is bad, whatever, then he's doing what he can do. That's really all you can do is keep saying within your message, like, all right, guys, let's try to keep this shit focused on what I'm saying and not take it further. And the guys that go off the reservation at that point, stop listening to you. Because they're not listening to your message.
And once they start breaking your message, they're no longer responsible.
They're not my follower anymore. I can't bring them back. They found some new drug for them, some new place that fills the void. Where what I'm trying to teach, and this is going off what we're saying here, what I'm trying to teach is you have self-worth. Once you have self-worth, you generally stop seeking a bunch of new shit. Real self-worth.
You're filling the void yourself, so you don't need somebody else to fill the void.
But if that void didn't get filled from what I taught you, it helped a little bit and it covered it up like a Band-Aid. Then when the Band-Aid is ripped off, all right, I need my new thing. What's kind of like this, but a little bit more dopamine or whatever. Stronger hit. Now it's just a little bit more extreme thing, then a little more extreme thing. And I can't be responsible for that. My shit didn't help you. That's not my fault, but I'm not responsible for you. That's what I'm from. And again, I haven't read Yeah, he be having a lot of rules, this guy. So I don't really be knowing, but you can't be responsible for it.
Yeah. Literally distilled it down to just 12 rules.
That's a lot, but you got more rules than Jesus, dog. How you got more rules than Jesus? Yeah. Chill,
Jesus
son.
got down to 10, bro. Lop 2 up.
Yeah, round it down, dog. Who the fuck is you to have more rules than Jesus, son?
What do you think, Mark?
That's the thing. I'll listen to Jordan Peterson. I never thought that anything he said was like super radical. Like obviously there was controversy in what he said, and I recognize the controversy, and I disagree with him on certain points.
Yep.
Like he'll talk about leftist cultural Marxism and stuff, and how the left is blah blah blah. And I'm like, I feel like you're kind of mischaracterizing what like the left is trying to do. But ultimately, I understand where he's coming from, and I agree with his points on a academic level. But at the same time, I don't know, it might be reasonable to compare him to weed. You know what I mean? People that do hard drugs will start with weed. But
a lot of people that do weed don't end up doing hard drugs.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with weed.
Right.
There might be something wrong with being addicted to meth or some shit.
Yeah. The entire philosophy of making weed illegal because it's a gateway drug, that's a fallacy.
Yeah, exactly. So
yes.
If you're comparing him to that gateway fallacy, it's there's a lot of people that get radicalized that don't listen to Jordan Peterson. And there are certain people that get radicalized that do listen to Jordan Peterson.
So I guess what I would ask Ta-Nehisi Coates is, do you feel the same way about Islam?
Yeah, some people get radicalized listening to Ta-Nehisi Coates.
That's what it is. I was trying to think, what's the extreme left version?
Yeah, I would say, do you feel like Islam is the same thing as Jordan Peterson, where a certain very small percentage of people, by the way, happy Ramadan, a very small percentage of people that are Muslim will lead a life of a Muslim extremist, right? And Islam will, I guess, bring them there, but it's not really Islam. It's that person, again, needing to fill a void, or these nefarious characters that are in their life pushing them in that wrong direction. Do you place blame on Islam for that, Ta-Nehisi Coates? Because there's a philosophy that is potentially being the weed, the gateway drug to that extremism?
Yeah.
I mean, or do you go, those are completely separate things, and Islam is not responsible for that extremism? Those extremists are responsible for the extremism, and they're using that drug. What do you think, Al?
But one thing is if he was outwardly calling the Red Skull character Jordan Peterson, he's just taking a few of his philosophies that could be used to maybe.
Yeah, but isn't that the way you would do it? You can't say. Yeah, but it's still, that's actual slander. I think you get sued.
But it's a fictional character, and like we just said, weed can be a gateway drug. So if you're using some of his philosophies, that could be a gateway drug.
It's definitely pussy the way he's going about it.
Yeah, but it's still it's
pussy.
It's just
just call him Jordan Peterson.
It's just not creative, really.
And
that's the big thing. It's okay, you're trying to make this evil villain be more bad, and you're just copying some bars from somebody else.
Also, you're making the evil villain the gateway. It should be the evil thing, not the gateway.
Yeah, whoever is the farthest rightist
but you still
person.
need the evil villains always have a practice. They always have philosophy.
Yeah.
Do you think it was a sub tweet? That's kind of the way I look at it. Subbing him, right?
Yeah. I mean, so what? You could sub.
Yeah. What are the
Why
other
not
things?
Sub?
I mean, I'm just looking at it. So this is an excerpt from the comic, apparently, where basically they're having a conversation, and this is something that Captain America says. He says, "It's the same for all of them. They're men, weak, and looking for purpose. I found the flag, you found the badge, and then they found the skull," is the next comic. And he says he tells them what they've always wanted to hear, and that they're secretly great, and that the world is against them, and that if they're truly men, they'll fight back. And bingo, that's their purpose. That's what they'll live for, and that's what they'll die for, is what Jordan Peterson tweeted regarding the comic. So that was the comic strip, and then he basically tweeted and said, "Do I really live in a universe where Ta-Nehisi Coates is writing a parody of my philosophy to be Red Skull?" So it's and then in the comic it's 10 rules for life, chaos and order, the feminist trap.
Yeah.
Very specific, directed,
chaos and order, these big themes that Peterson talks about. I think one book was about chaos, one book was about order.
Dude.
So now what Jordan Peterson needs to do is have his version of Black Panther. And just that's what you just gotta do. And just take some of his bars and just put it as the fucking villain. There you go. Because at the end of the day, it's a fictional character.
Is gonna write the next Black Panther. Yeah. That's hilarious. That's
funny.
Jordan Peterson will write a way better Killmonger than Ta-Nehisi Coates would.
Yeah.
And if Killmonger finna take over, I want Jordan Peterson writing that one.
Yo, I haven't read the comic. Maybe the comic book slaps and Jordan Peterson got to eat this.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, if the comic book slaps...
That excerpt did not slap. I'll tell you that.
I was a little boring.
Yeah,
It just seemed on both of their parts.
Yeah.
Jordan got better bars, bro. I'll take the hot shit.
Sing him a song or something. Yeah. I don't know. It just seemed kind of cheap. Like,
It's a poem. What was he doing?
that poem about all the flaws.
Oh my god.
But it's like, come on, dude. It's like, it seems kind of cheap that you're gonna make a comic, and like you're not gonna challenge his ideas in like a direct way. And maybe he has, maybe I haven't seen it. And granted, I'm also not privy to all of Jordan Peterson's work, so maybe he says stuff that is like, misinterpreted, or maybe it is like objectively wrong. I don't know. I haven't read his books, but like at the same time, it seems cheap that you're gonna like create a piece of like entertainment. The comic books are supposed to be escapism.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna insert like a current
Political agenda.
it's
like,
just annoying
putting in
and
an
corny
agenda. And like there are people that are reading this comic that love Jordan Peterson that have like rekindled relationships with their fathers because of what Jordan Peterson wrote, and they're reading this and they're like, really?
Yeah.
Like Captain America, I'm trying to read this comic and you're making the bad guy this guy that changed my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think it's clear that Jordan Peterson has done objective good in the world.
Yeah, there's bigger fish to fry, right? Aren't there worse people to go after? This is the guy. This is the villain.
Yeah. Who's Hitler to you?
Yeah.
Like, Red Skull is Hitler, right? It's supervillain Hitler, essentially.
Yes.
So, like, who's the worst person that is existing? You just take them.
Yeah.
And you make them Red Skull, right?
Yeah. Not this guy who you might find kind of annoying or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
even if you made like an evil cop that was like trying to kill people, it's like,
Yeah.
that's the fucked up. And there are evil cops that are trying to kill black people. Like,
Their intention is that.
and like it would be, I don't know, in line with the story and the character and all that shit. But instead, it made like this philosophical thing.
Now, that being said, I haven't read the whole comic book.
That's true, and I haven't read all of Jordan Peterson's work.
It could go. The comic book could go. And if it's entertaining, it wins.
And it's smart. Let me attach it to somebody who has some influence. Now people are talking about comic.
that's
the last
true.
time you talked about a comic before.
This is the Kid Cudi dress of comic books.
Yeah.
This is, it's smart. Well fucking done.
it's a clout
You
move.
go after somebody who has a huge social presence. You know that people on social media are going to react to it. It's going to blow this fucking comic book out of... I mean, Jordan Peterson is reacting to it. He's putting out merch based on it. He's like leaning all the way in. He's like putting out Red Skull merch.
That's smart.
Yeah. I mean, it's smart to play into the comedy of it, but who are you really helping? You're helping a guy who trashed you and said you're Hitler.
But maybe he's helping himself. And
Yeah,
like,
you're making money off
I'm
it,
curious
too.
to know what Ta-Nehisi Coates' response is, because I've listened to a lot of his stuff, and I actually read Ta-Nehisi Coates' book, and it didn't seem like crazy radical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't seem like unhinged.
No.
He just seems like an activist that's looking for black success in America.
Yeah. And a sharp guy, obviously good writer, but he has a political agenda, which is totally fine. Nobody pushes back against that. But there's another, it's like, it's tricky when you just call your opposition Hitler.
Yeah.
You know, it seems a little easy to just jump to the Hitler
Yeah.
thing.